All right, so like we said, this video is the next video over, even though we could have watched it all the way through episode 13.
But, like, I don't want to do
But it really shows just how lazy he is that he can't edit in episode 13 and do anything about it. It's literally just isolate the clip and then just move those two out, and you have episode 13. And he's too dumb to do that.
It's too lazy. We shouldn't say dumb. Lazy.
But man, did Cortana do a complete, character shift in Halo 5. I don't remember what caused it. It's the thing, like, the Halo games have been so inconsistent.
No, they haven't.
Releases that I don't even remember what caused Cortana to become the villain. I really can't remember.
Oh, hey, was it? I lose damnation.
That's a good old reference back to the third game.
Well, everything she says in the third game, that's just a reference to the books.
Yeah, he still has his light on. It's so irritating.
That's not good. It's like someone doesn't want us to leave. Plug me in. This should be simple enough.
You keep locking the doors.
Also, he was like, oh, the Halo games are so inconsistent with their releases, and I'm like, this is the only time we've had a major gap between titles.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go.
How do you stand?
With the banished. Always. Forever.
And you understand the consequences of defiance.
I do. Do you?
Look upon Dorsek one last time, and remember, you chose this path.
So she destroyed their planning.
You can at least wait until after it happens.
As did you, Cortana.
They destroyed their home? Escherum's? Atriox's? An entire planet? How could she do that?
It's my fault.
How?
I should have stopped it. I could have reasoned with her.
Could you?
She didn't seem very reasonable.
It's her choice. Her programming.
Was it? I don't know anymore.
There's something you're not telling me. I'm...
The only way to access the ring, to reach Cortana,
was to make a copy. Consider.
The consequences of your...
Back to your conservatory, monitor. There's your
I'm still trying to remember if Cortana snapping was something she ever did before.
Yeah, maybe it was a book thing.
I'm her?
No shit. I said that at the beginning of the game.
No, it's to the extent.
exact copy.
An exact copy of her day one.
We had left.
I think that was I still think it's a weak twist.
It is a bit of a weak twist, I'll be honest. It's like saying, oh yeah, you're like 90% her compared to 100% her. It's like...
Compromise you. You're her. If we'd never met.
That's it.
Will I do what she did? Become what she became? Am I that already?
I'll admit, this is probably the weakest part of the game, is this reveal that she didn't seem... that it's not obvious.
Like, it's more so a character thing for her, but I wish it was framed more like that instead of like, oh, it's a reveal. It's more of just a character moment where she realizes, I could become this.
Yeah.
That wasn't me. It can't be. I shouldn't be here. Your mission was to destroy me.
Now, Phil, do you understand why he didn't trust her fully?
I've restored the deletion protocols. I'm ready. It has been an honor. Just promise me one thing. Whatever happens, save him. He needs you. You're all he has.
Can we back away from this extreme close-up of the face? It's kind of creeping me out, actually.
She does the lip curl more
together.
than the original, yeah.
Yeah.
How can you trust me?
I don't, but I want to.
Of course, he goat laughs in that for no reason. Apparently, admitting the truth
Totally
that you
like we
don't
didn't
trust
know
her
that was
is
like
funny.
Cortana from the beginning of the game, right? So it's basically Cortana uncorrupted.
Okay.
Because again, we still don't
Let's
know
go
what
save
corrupted her. There's no explanation about that.
Literally, the answer is that she went rampant.
The answer is in Halo 4 and 5, but you don't remember it.
But of course, you don't remember it. You need to do your research on the games before you come in, man. So you don't sound like a complete jackass.
You know, you could have done like ooh, I'm gonna do a Halo 4 and 5 playthrough to catch myself up on the story.
Could have done that, or you could have at least gone on to Wikipedia and looked up the story.
Like, come on, man. It's been 6 years since Halo 5 came out.
Like
no one, I don't expect you to fully remember the plot, but I at least expect you to say like, maybe I should have a refresher.
Because really what it comes down to is that she was going crazy at the end of her life. And when she was
Well, now that she's been- it's been
stabilized by
revealed
reaching the domain,
Well, it's like,
Who the
for,
weapon
just
is,
for
like,
reference,
kinda
smart
not
AIs
too
like
mysterious
Cortana
at
can only
all,
live for
and
about
yet,
7 years. She was in service
it's
for
Cortana.
8
A different
years.
version
yeah,
of
she
Cortana,
was,
definitely
and she was
Cortana.
all alone. Because the
Have there been
description
any
is that
other
they think
AIs like
themselves
that
to
in the
death. There were
entirety of
2
the Halo
AIs in the
franchise?
Cole
No.
Protocol
So of course it's
who
Cortana.
were able to fend
Well,
off
it's a copy.
rampancy for longer than
An
expected
uncorrupted
because they were
copy.
constantly talking
I'm
to each
assuming that they
other
changed the
and
appearance
keeping each other on task.
purpose.
Essentially,
Wait.
The copy would not know that it was originally Cortana and react in the way that it just did when it found out, right?
Well, no, it's just that she never met Chief. That's the only difference.
yes, their programming and everything is the same. So basically, the Cortana we're meeting is day 1 Cortana when she was created,
Almost out of bullets.
plus 6 months of being all alone, and then these last like
Logic
hours
virus.
or day
You know, yes, there's-
where
in Halo
she's
4
been the
storyline,
chief.
after around 10 years, an AI goes through something called rampancy.
10
where they start
years,
becoming
7.
rogue
Even
rangers.
his
Is that what it
fans
is?
don't know.
So after
Fans have
helping
to
Master
tell
Chief
him.
for so long, she kind of like lost her mind, went nuts. Basically corrupted, I guess.
She spent 7 years
I
in
guess.
the Forward into Dawn
it's
all
called the
alone,
logic
just looking
virus.
at an unconscious Chief.
Trying to keep herself busy with basically nothing.
That would drive
What's
anyone
this?
insane,
What
let
about
alone an
predictive
AI
message?
that
What are
thinks
they
and
talking about?
registers time differently than us.
I think he just passed by a.
An audio log?
Yeah.
Well, he
None
didn't
of it
pop his
died.
brain. Come on, Phil, you couldn't even make that lame joke. God, the fucking flashlight's still on.
We haven't been to the final area of the map. We're stuck in this story segment here, but we haven't been here. I get the feeling there's going to be stuff here to do, you know.
Unfortunately,
So
no.
I think what we'll do probably today, we'll finish
Fortunately,
this and just
no.
do-
Well, fortunately for
Fortunately
more
for us
stuff,
and
and then
watching this,
next week
no.
we'll do
But
all the
unfortunately
bullshit,
for
and then we'll finish the
players,
game.
no.
By the
This
way, I'm
entire
gonna unlock
island
the
is
watch
inaccessible once you're
very
done.
soon. So once I do, then I can do all the stuff that's left in the game that I didn't do yet.
Please, God, no.
When the
Oh,
fuck
look
did
at
you
that.
get a
What did I just
$40
say?
tip? I wasn't paying attention.
Now all we need to do is wait. I'm picking up something on all banished frequencies.
Wait, is that the joke they did together
That's
again,
good.
and then they did together again?
Yeah.
I know where he is.
I didn't think about that
What
until
this
now.
place-
So dumb. All right, you guys, seriously, I mean this now. People need to stop with the games and shit, constantly talking about the looks of female characters.
Here we go.
I'm married, stupid. Want to show your level of intelligence and maturity? That's how you do it. By not constantly commenting on the looks and appeal of female.
Are they
characters
really
in fucking
constantly
video
doing
games.
it?
Is your whole existence in life controlled by your dick? No, really. I mean, like, seriously.
Is your whole
You got
existence in
people come on
life
my
controlled
streams
by
and they're
your
like,
lack of a
"Oh,
dick?
I'm married, stupid.
The weapon, oh, she's attractive. Oh, the weapon's not attractive. Oh, the weapon's boobs aren't as big as Cortana's boobs. It's like, the fuck are you talking about?
I love when he
It's
says
fucking.
that.
It's number one. It's a video game.
That's what they're
It's
talking
not
about.
real.
That's what the fuck they're
Okay,
talking
you
about,
understand
dude.
that. Number two, there's no sexual content in this video game, nor is there meant to be. Number three,
Halo
even
4
if,
debatable. She's
even
thick
if
in that game,
yeah, I was
dude.
about to say Halo
anything
4.
you're saying was in the realm of logic, it's a fucking
There's a reason why
AI.
they covered her up
It's
in
not
5
real.
and Anniversary.
It's a fucking robot, or not even a robot. It doesn't exist in the physical realm.
So what? There's literally what was that one movie
understand
I
this,
saw that one time where
right?
he
Like,
falls in
maybe
love
you
with his
don't.
operating system?
Maybe you actually
That's
don't.
her? That's
I don't
okay,
know.
that's what it's called, her?
It's-
Yeah.
It's
So
quite
what about that,
disturbing to
Phil?
me.
What about a movie where
When
a
I'm
guy
playing a
literally
game like
falls in
this,
love with an
right?
operating
And there's
system?
no romance. There's no sexualization of the characters or the content. Purposefully,
In
I
this
feel like
game-
that's the case. They did it on purpose,
Halo
'cause they didn't want people
4.
In this
to
game,
react to
he's
characters
right.
and stuff.
I'll give him that
And
because he don't remember Halo 4 at all.
Still.
So
Still,
please go to the
Right?
mission. There is nothing
people do
to
this.
do.
It's like, dude, what the fuck are you fucking?
Also, great way to show your
Talking
maturity,
about-
Phil, by just
Really?
being
By-
utterly baffled
By
at this
being
idea.
by
Are
being
you discussing
like you
on
can
my
you
stream?
can
My
tell your
gameplay
audience
streams
just,
of a
hey, can
game
we
like
tone
this,
down
like,
on
if
on
you
talking
really
about
wanna
Weapon and how
show
attractive she is,
that your
and then just
brain
leave it at that.
is the size
That's
of a
how
pea,
you handle
don't have
this.
an
You don't
iota of
rant.
maturity in your body. Come
And
on
then
one of my
tell
gameplay
all of your
streams
Oh,
and
and then
drop
and then act
comments
like you're
that.
superior for
Then
not
act
doing
like you're
that.
So now, if you don't
superior
understand
and
what
insult
I'm
your
saying, allow me
audience
to
for
summarize
being
in a nutshell.
immature. I'm
not
sorry.
going to talk about shit like that on my streams because I'm not an immature teenager.
I'm married, stupid.
So you can stop.
Are you sure
And if
about
you do
that?
talk like
You
that
sure
on my
about that?
streams,
Because you really
and then
get
you
triggered by a
wonder
lot of things.
why I make fun of you or why you get banned.
That's right. This is the United States of Phil. I am the supreme being. I make the rules, and what I say goes. This is not a place for you to stand on your soapbox and complain about censorship and freedom of speech, because the bottom line is you don't have freedom of speech. This is my land.
I'm not going to
He
discuss
admitted
it further.
he makes
I'm
fun
just
of
going
him.
to move on. I can't. I'm not your dad. I'm not your high
I
school
don't know,
gym
Dave.
teacher.
I don't know.
I'm
There's a
not
lot
your-
of people
your
in there
tutor.
who
A
seem to
You know what I'm
see
lot
saying?
of
Like,
people? Kirk,
it's
a
not my
lot of
job
people?
to
There's
explain to
a
you
lot of those damn
why you're
people
an
in that
immature
chat
idiot.
really do seem to
So
see
if
you
you
as some
say
kind
Yeah,
of
didn't
father
someone
figure.
say
you're an
that?
immature idiot,
And he had to tell
and
them,
then
I'm
bad
not your dad, I'm
repercussions
not your
happen.
father figure.
I don't care. You understand?
If you don't care, then shut up about it.
Yeah, if you don't care, then why are we talking about it for 2 minutes straight?
This is absolutely correct. This is not a sexual game with sexual content in it. It
So
is
what?
unusual. It
That's
absolutely
like saying
is
Sonic
to turn things
can't be
into a sexual
sexualized.
content
One of
discussion
the
that are
most
not. It is.
overly
Now, maybe
sexualized
there are just a lot of
and
really
Rule
dumb
34
immature people.
franchise.
Actually, I was about to say,
Okay?
Phil, do you
I'm
know
not one
about
of them.
something called
You guys
Rule
understand that, right?
34?
So,
Like, get out of here.
you have to
If
understand
it
that just because there's a
exists,
bunch of people
there's
out
a
there who
Rule
are dumb
34 for it,
and
okay?
basically, you know, I don't. I don't have any obligation to entertain those people.
Well, then
You're
why-
entertaining
You're
them.
entertaining it. You literally did
So
not
understand
have
that
to
it's not
acknowledge it in the
being
chat.
part of my-
Yeah,
my
don't
content.
acknowledge it, and you're
Ask
not
me,
entertaining
oh,
it. Acknowledge
who is
it.
more
This is why you're a
attractive between
lolcow, you
Cortana and the
fucking
weapon?
dumbass.
I will
This is
tell
why
you,
you're a
you are
lolcow, because
moron.
you will
There
get
is no
baited by
attraction
things
in
that
any
aren't
of them.
even
They're
trying
not
to bait
attractive.
you.
They are AI characters in a fucking video game. They're not
Where
real.
did that
They're not
canister go?
designed to be attractive. You are stupid.
They are designed to be attractive. Just look at Cortana.
I
I'm
mean,
not going to
Cortana
have those
was
kinds of
kind of
discussions
designed to be
because they are
attractive, or
going
else she would have been like frumpy and stuff.
And as you know, I'm definitely not the same guy I used to be. And have not been for many, many years.
I don't know, Phil.
I don't know,
One
Phil.
thing if,
I
like,
still
oh,
have
all of a
flashbacks to
sudden
the
Phil changed out of
MGS3.
the blue, and now he's different.
Take it down.
No. Ever since I've been
Now, baby,
a
take your top
full-time
off.
streamer, it's kind of been like
Damn
this.
it. Take your top
So
off.
Black Cat, who after playing Web of Shadows in 2009, I fell madly in love with, and her giant breasts, boobies, 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 titties, 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 titties.
I think it's time to grow up and stop with the
Yeah,
nonsense.
if he had Marines, I think one of the guys
Alright,
always picks
so-
up that.
The game is weird because it's giving me waypoints to follow, but they're not on the map. You notice that, right?
Whoa!
Like there's yellow
Because they're just
waypoints
minor
for me
checkpoints to keep you
follow,
going down
but
this
they're actually
path.
not on
The
world
game
map,
is
they're only this big
weird.
map.
It's been doing that the whole fucking game,
So I
Phil.
guess we'll just continue on and see what happens.
It's because it's doing it in the open
Okay.
world. He's not used to that. He's used to it being in the dungeons.
Okay, the dungeons. Oh yeah, way to be like it's nothing like Legend of
Kuga,
Zelda
I did
and
not
call this
see-
shit
did you try to give me
dungeons.
information about the lore
I
of the
didn't
game?
even think about
Yeah,
that.
I was thinking
No
about that. I was like, they're kind of our
And that's
dungeons.
highly
He's literally
attractive.
not taking the
Someone says
vehicles.
something
There's
ridiculous
two
about
There's
tanks.
my
literally
stream like
two
that.
tank types here that you can drive on your
Really
own.
distract the shit out of me, and I miss what you said.
Oh, this is such a hype moment because you know the
Please tag me in
warthog,
the
you know the
chat.
dun dun dun
I'd be more than happy to
dun 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 dun
discussion, right?
dun 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 dun
Yeah,
dun.
we get a nice, cool Warthog run, and of course he is completely avoiding it.
hilarious.
Like, I don't know why
Assassins,
he's
you talk
not
like
using
you've never had
vehicles. This
sex,
is
though.
the
No.
moment of the game to use them.
You talk like you've never had sex. Really?
You are
Because
talking
in
like you've
real
never had
life,
sex.
love, it's not a big deal. I mean it. Like, you wouldn't know that because it's
Why is
obvious
he
you're a
wielding
virgin.
2 power weapons
It's
now?
not a big
Because he
deal.
can't drop
It's not
that
something
hammer.
You constantly have to talk about. You don't have to constantly make
Shut
references
up
about it.
about
Get
it.
over
Like,
it.
really,
Play
it's
the
just like,
game,
okay.
man.
I hate this idiot.
Come on, man. Do you want to play the fucking game? Intercourse is a part of life. You know, you share that.
Don't
with the
ever
person
say
you
that word
significantly
again.
You love and you spend time
Please,
with.
God.
Not every person, not every character.
Why
not
is he
everything
so
in life
afraid
is
of
about
these
intercourse.
mob enemies? Like,
You sure
get in
seem
the
to like
tank
making it out that
Get
way.
the
kill
But it's
them.
not.
Get
When
the
you get to
fuck
that
in a
point in your
tank
life where
and start
sex
being
ain't
a
that big of a deal
badass.
anymore because, you know, you
Instead of
have it.
pussyfooting around.
Remember when I said that these games are
You don't
about
need to turn everything in life into
the
sex.
power fantasy of being a giant green guy
It's
who
just
can
hilarious
kill
to me that you got
legions of
someone like
enemies?
this. And by the way, it's not virgin shaming at all.
And he
It's
is
basically
skipping
saying,
the
I
most
can tell
badass part
when
of the
someone
game when
is
you get a vehicle
insanely-
and you roll down this
insanely
fucking
immature. I
canyon
used to be like
and you
that
get
when I
the
was
music playing
you know.
and you are
I was.
killing
I used to be like
everything
that
in
when
your
I was
way.
younger. And when I started my YouTube
He is actually not
career,
doing it.
I catered to that audience with my commentary.
Oh, you
The kind of stuff that I
you
said to Bill all the
catered
time.
to that
I was like, oh, I know the kind of
audience.
people who
All right,
watch
Yeah.
my
all right.
stuff,
He's
right?
getting mad. He's
So,
getting me a little mad right now
I
because he
got
is
to
legit
say those
avoiding a
kinda
good
silly
No,
commentary.
no, no.
jokes and stuff.
I catered to
And to
that
some
audience
extent,
with
maybe
the
at one point I
sexual
could say, okay, it's my
content.
fault that I
But I'm
did
not
it.
like that anymore.
No, 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 no. Are you trying to retcon it
But
that
that
you were
was a
never
very long
actually
time
like that?
ago.
That was just a
That
character.
Gotta be
you
in
put
red
on?
radical ring.
Last week, that was not last year. Hell, that was not even, you know,
The
in
music
last
is now playing.
5 years. That was a ridiculously long time ago, and I think it's time for people to grow up and move on.
Don't
It wasn't
acknowledge
just
the
to
music.
move on from the fact that, you know, John Rambo and Howard aren't in my content or something. Like, dude, they weren't in my content since
drop.
2014. It's 2021. You realize that, right? It's time to move on.
Such a great moment.
Let's
Whenever you
continue,
get
my
this
friends.
music
Let's
rocking.
actually fight some fucking
Like, this music is like
This
the-
is for when you are
Hello.
being supreme badass, not just green guy
This.
badass, supreme.
It's like this is
And like this.
This is escaping
Oh.
the Pillar of Autumn. This is escaping the Halo ring as it's about to fire music.
They're playing the classic Halo theme.
This ain't the theme, you
Awesome.
dummy.
This is the classic
see this?
Warthog Run theme.
See that? I
theme
finished
is
my
Warthog.
little spiel, and immediately the game rewards me with classic
By
Halo
killing
theme,
you,
and then murders.
Oh, it rewards me.
The
Maybe you
truth is
could
that I have a
take a
terrible gun. That
tank
was not a
or.
good gun for that.
He said it immediately
So,
rewards me for going through this area
uh,
without the vehicle.
Let's see here. Kuga says the data gets corrupted by random bits of data being flipped by extreme heat or exposure to cosmic rays. It creates a breakdown in the data that makes up the personality. Interesting.
That is not the lore. That is literally not the lore.
Snow Cooper did a
What
super chat. I
happens
have no idea what
to
he's
the
talking
AIs
about.
when they reach 7
Is he like
years
a
is
perky
that their
plasma cannon or a
their
fat warthog
strands
Depends
within
on
their
how much drunk is
coding
in the warthog
starts to
trunk.
duplicate endlessly, and they are thinking themselves to death as they go on until eventually
way, there's no way
they
I'm spelling your name
overload
correctly,
their
Snow
own
Cooper,
brain
but
and
you
kill
use a bunch of
themselves.
zeros. That sucked. I was actually grooving out to the Halo music, and then I
Get in a fucking tank!
Get
This
in
is-
the tank, dude.
This is like the first audio log all
kill me,
over
actually.
again. Yeah, you just call it the Halo music. No, the Halo music is the.
Yeah,
Oh.
the Halo theme is the classic choir music.
Yeah.
Maybe I should try to get on
You know,
the
the
turret.
music
You know, the
that they-
music that people like to make total fun of by singing in the bathroom with like 7 dudes, or what was it? The one guy in the cathedral did.
No, no, like a whole
Yep.
cathedral did it.
Oh, a whole cathedral did it. Yeah, like that's the Halo theme. This is the Warthog Run.
It's literally called the Warthog Run in Halo 3's soundtrack. Like, this was so fucking cool. I got in the Rocket Hog with the Marines as we were blowing through all this shit. It was awesome.
I went with the tank and
Welcome
just
all
kind
from
of
distance.
Hey.
walked along shooting at shit. It
I
was
can't even
great.
see them, but I'm hitting them.
I can't even see him.
This is
hit
the most
markers, but I don't know
badass
what I'm
gameplay
shooting.
I've ever seen to go along with this music. Nothing will ever top this.
DSP truly knows how to ruin any game.
You know what? He's ruined a moment. He has ruined a moment. I didn't think you could ruin a badass moment, but you ruined a badass moment.
Yeah. So anyway, you can see the difference, like making a silly joke about the size of a
He's
warthog
back.
trunk versus actually making like pretty gross
He's
sexual comments
back
about
to this. He said,
AI
"Let's get
characters
this
in a
over
game
with
that's
so I
not
can play the
sexualized."
game."
There's a big difference. You
Oh
understand the
my
difference, right?
God.
If you don't,
Oh,
probably one of the people I'm
Phil-
talking about has a
Phil,
problem.
I don't want to drag up the clips of
Shit, I need a
MGS3
weapon. This kind of sucks. I need a weapon.
because it's embarrassing. It's honestly embarrassing. Look at him. Look, there he did it again.
Thinking back to
Ah, I knew
Arbiter
this was
right
gonna
now,
happen.
man.
This guy's got a rocket
I knew
launcher.
this was gonna
Fuck.
happen. You know what? Stop that. Nice tank
Fucking-
shell.
Oh my god, come
The
on.
fucking
I'm
please,
running away
chat,
with
tell
the fucking
him.
Chat,
zip line
please
and the guy
inform
still
him that the
hits me and
tank
kills
can
me.
be manned by a single person.
He's used the
Oh my
tank
God.
before in this playthrough, right? He used it when he
Christ.
did the first base.
Did he?
Yeah, I remember he used it for like a second, but he used it.
I can't believe he walked by all those vehicles. He also has not. He still has not realized that the mangler and the skewer have drop.
Up to this point in the game, there hasn't been an issue with like shots dropping like that.
Are you fucking serious?
Did it just register in your brain that they...
Do you not remember the mangler?
Do you not see the reticule even indicates, oh, there's bullet drop?
Which is annoying because I'm
Dude, this guy broke so many ankles with the...
wait. Oh shit, is this what I think it is? It's about goddamn...
No, he's got the battle rifle and a melee weapon!
Dude, he is a BR worshiper, man.
You're a fucking Halo 2 purist, you bastard. Nothing against you Halo 2 boys, but I just don't like it.
Sorry, it's just not for us. It's a little...
It's not fun. I love Halo 1's campaign.
There we go, okay.
Replaying Halo 1's campaign, it's so fun.
Holy shit, dude. I really thought we were going to go straight to the end at this point, but
Honestly, I would put Halo 2's campaign down with Halo 5's in terms... Because Halo 2 has the story and the characterization. I don't like the gameplay.
Oh yeah, I think when it comes to story, 2 is very much up there.
It might be the best story in the Halo franchise, game-wise, obviously.
Is it gonna blow up or what? Why is it not blowing up?
But like, gameplay-wise, there's too many moments of just, all right, here, sit in this location, hold it. There's too many moments of just nothing really happening. There's too many moments of missions getting split in half when they could really just be one mission.
Alright, now I can groove.
Like Arbiter taking on the heretics. That could be one mission.
You got a ghost.
Where's a rocket, buddy?
Where's anything? Please, God. Oh, isn't there? There's the Wraith. I was about to say, where's the Wraith?
You know what'd be good for that?
Or
tank shell.
Rocket Hog, tank, anything but a fucking ghost.
I always liked the Halo theme. Even before I liked Halo as a game and really started playing it, I thought that the Halo music was really
The
good.
fact that you don't realize this is not the Halo theme. Like, I understand that to a lot of people, this is the Halo theme, you know, the other Halo theme.
It's the Warthog Run music. That's
But
what
it is called the Warthog Run.
Was it in Halo 2?
No, I don't think so.
Might have been
It might have been used in that lost level.
Terrible aim.
Might have been used in the Arbiter mission with the Flood.
Really?
With the Spectre.
Smoking.
Didn't they have a different song for that?
They might have. Listen, I just... Nothing in Halo 2 stands out to me where it's
I mean, they literally used "Blow Me Away," like
in the classic version, not the anniversary edition.
Yeah, the anniversary edition killed off.
I don't want to fight it.
That somehow is one of the better moments of music. I like the rock music from classic Halo 2.
That is like, I do like that, yeah. Yeah, they removed the that song in the remaster. Thankfully, the MCC does allow it so that if you swap over to classic graphics, which is just a button press away, it does put the classic music on.
You know, unlike Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy, where I can't set the classic music, unlike Spyro Remastered. Just ditch the fucking hammer! God! Alright, you've opened up the cockpit. Now shoot the driver. See, look at that. He's opened up the cockpit.
I bet he doesn't realize that there's two guys in there.
It's gonna blow up.
Yeah, the Wraith's kind of tough.
Yeah, it is. I think it has the best front armor in the game.
Except for that cockpit area. One sniper shot will just break it.
Yeah, 2 sniper shots will break the thing and then kill the person if you're a good shot. Which in campaign
it just makes the sniper rifle the best weapon in the game.
Honestly, the sniper rifle is exceptionally powerful in this game. It is actually an anti-material rifle.
Well, it has been since Reach because it was good at taking out the light vehicles.
Yeah, like it one-shot ghosts if you hit the power cell.
Yeah, and Banshees it took out easily. Like any light vehicle, it would blow up pretty easily. But now it can take on tanks.
Yeah, it can do pretty decent damage to a tank. But like, please get in that Wraith, dude. Like
the music's blaring. Get in a vehicle, have some fun. Just
where'd he go? Here he is. I knew it.
God.
Get in the vehicle!
I knew we weren't done.
He was so lucky there, man. Please get in the Wraith.
What is this? It's a Wraith.
What is this?
Oh! It wasn't a ghost. It's a Wraith. Okay. Thank you, Oro Turtle.
That first thing you got in was called a ghost.
Gunner Glasses time. for the level of
Thank
tip
God
support
we
we
got the
received
glasses.
today.
All right,
So
all
that
right,
is going
quit
to
it.
jump us up to... Oh,
No,
shit,
I will not quit it.
exercise, I went
He
bouncing.
thought a wraith was a
we're at the
ghost.
$70
Not
in
like he
tips.
mixed up the names.
In
He
$30,
legitimately
okay?
thought a
You guys are
wraith
picking
was a
half for me to wear in
ghost.
the house.
I mean, he gets in these things. He doesn't read the names then. That proves to me why he keeps calling it Plasma Sword now. He legit doesn't look at the names.
I'm
He looks at the silhouettes, which is very sad.
I'm sorry if I'm clown moding. I can't believe he legitimately didn't realize what the fuck that was. That means that when did he look at the wraith before and think, that's a ghost, I'm not gonna get in it? Okay. Did he look at the scorpion and think, that's a warthog, I'm not gonna get in it? Are you that dumb? You might be the dumbest human being ever to exist.
I missed. I see. You have to shoot high.
It's like the wraith. It's like the wraith has fucking existed since goddamn the first game.
I can't hit him.
You're really
Finally.
bad.
I missed like 10 times.
You missed
haven't
3
used it in a
times.
million
Stop
years,
exaggerating. There's a shade turret literally right in front of you. Now shoot it. Fucking situational awareness is a maximum.
Nice.
The music ended so quickly.
Music ended so quickly because he's barely done anything.
Far enough.
He hasn't even used the Wraith
Music
boost, which
stop.
is like the best Wraith boost in the series.
Start that music up again, goddammit. It was good.
Maybe if you got in the tank or the Warthog
If
earlier.
you had done this way faster, you would have had it for more than half the run, man.
Oh my god, it's a guy with a pulse carbine. Who the fuck cares about him? Just
And they're
go
moving,
past
too,
them.
dicks.
They're not a threat.
I can't hit them.
Get the guy with the Ravager. It's far more devastating
Alright,
to
fuck.
you.
You know what? I've had enough of this.
And the Wraith's gone. Dude, he lost a Wraith that quickly on normal?
He really is bad. Anybody out there who's watching who thinks that they're not good, you can't be this bad.
You can do better.
If you've been playing video games for 14 years like DSP has, more than 14 years, because he's been playing before he started doing YouTube and stuff. But he's been doing this variety shit for 14 years. You are not bad at games. This is literally his job, and he is this bad.
If you're on the same skill level, even if you're worse than DSP somehow, you're better than him because you're not paid to do it.
It's not your job. You might play this completely casually, and you might be worse than
See, I
him.
really like
and
the
I'd
battle
give you a
rifle,
pass
but
still.
I feel like I'm gonna run out of ammo for it. While these other guns are gonna have more ammo.
Just ditch the fucking hammer.
Just give
God.
up on the hammer, man.
You're not using it.
Oh, come on, look at this.
Look at this.
Ouch.
I could get in the brute chopper and run them over.
Yeah, what would have been really useful right here? A tank.
No, the brute chopper could run over those hunters.
And here we go. Just stick them because it's all you got going for you. Because your hammer definitely is not something that could kill these guys.
Yeah, the hammer or the shock rifle, which is also really good against hunters because it just goes through the armor.
I think it's a unique hunter too. There's 2 of them.
There's always 2 hunters. You moron.
They're literally called Bond Brothers.
Okay, so for people who are not into the lore of this, the hunters are actually a colony of worms that grow and reproduce together and slowly get bigger and bigger, and they can create like a giant structure of them. When a newer group grows to a certain size, they split in 2 and become a hunter bonded pair, and they generally build up into this thing. Now, inside they're just gushy, gooey worms making up basically a body.
Stop using the charge shot.
And they put all this armor on them as to protect them and make them lit walking tanks. In Halo Wars, they also had a couple different versions of these things. There was the Goliath, which is a hunter that reached the stage where it's supposed to split in half, but didn't, which causes it to become very aggressive.
Which, if you read,
very dumb.
But if you read the Myriad, high-value target card, it mentions there's a hunter in the Banish called Colony, who's become very good at making it so that happens.
Yes, he can dictate if a hunter pair does that.
The moment the shield goes down, no chance, dead. They sure know how to take the fun out. I mean it. Like, that's not fun.
Use your
Come
fucking
on,
hammer.
Man. Shut the
Oh,
fuck
and
up.
as we saw in Halo Nightfall, we saw hunters
man.
without like being a part
Yeah,
of like
yeah. If you watch the Nightfall movie, which is like the introduction to Locke, you're pretty much gonna get.
Nightfall. You see them as just worms, and they
Yeah.
can devour technology.
That was actually a point of conflict when they were first discovered by the Covenant, because they quite literally fed off of Forerunner technology and slowly destroyed it. They were
As they
almost
say,
wiped out for that.
do you
Also,
really
they're
have to fight them all?
accidentally responsible for the
Right?
discovery of humans
Do we
by
really
the
have to fight
Covenant.
every
Yeah, they
animal?
accidentally saved High Charity because one worm ended up disconnecting that big ship that comes out of High Charity and is
In Halo 2,
Oh,
that
like
in
you
Halo
get pissed
2,
that I'm
and then
skipping the
that
enemies
same
and
ship we
fucking
see in Halo
teleports
3 that
anymore.
goes through the portal after, you know, all that shit
that
happens.
Truth uses.
That ship is called the Dreadnought and houses a piece of an AI called Mendicant Bias, which is a long-standing famous
them all.
character for
Fuck
all the lore people.
Which really felt like Halo 5 was going to use them.
Halo 4 and Halo 5 would have been great points to use him, but they have completely squandered him outside of some terminals.
His voice was in Halo 2 and his terminals were in Halo 3. That's all he's got for the games, which he's
How
one of the
many
most
shots I
important
had?
characters in universe.
He betrayed the Forerunners back in the day.
He betrayed the Forerunners,
Oh my
and he's
God,
the
did he
reason why
think
the Forerunners even
There's
had to
enough
use the
enemies
Halo
right
rings.
now?
He essentially made
you
them
shitting
extinct
me?
because, hey,
Do you
once again,
think there's
that
enough
tank would have
enemies right
gotten you
now
through this.
on the map.
Just saying.
Like, what the fuck?
We're
Wow.
kind of getting through this because this is
Dude,
really some really
wow, I'm
shitty
back
gameplay
here.
because now he is
There
like
was no
actually
checkpoint.
sucking ass.
Because he just ignored 2 power vehicles.
But back to Mendicant
Wow.
Bias,
There was no
he was a contender
checkpoint.
class AI, meaning he was powerful enough to control entire fleets on his own. They didn't even need to house people in these ships anymore to make them work at full power. And he ended up betraying the Forerunners when he got infected by the Logic Mind Plague, which was something that the Forerunners did. It's less of an actual virus and more of a... They put you into a situation where it breaks your logic to a point where you
Oh.
see the way the Forerunners see.
Oh, I thought it was
Again,
because
they're
he was
psychic.
just
They
the
know
guard
where I
dog
am
of
and they're
the
sniping.
the
How the
flood,
fuck
so
would
that
they
his
know I'm up
mind
here?
broke over
Right?
that
Sort
time.
of.
made
He
no
spoke
noise,
to
zero
a
indication
something
they
called the
know you're up here,
Primordial,
you're
which
psychic.
was
Like,
the
what the hell, dude?
essentially like kind of like the
On normal
first primitive
difficulty, too.
version
It's
of
not
a
even
of a
like on
grave
higher
mind
difficulty.
before
It's
they had
fucking
become
normal
what we know
difficulty, they know
now.
you're up here. Okay.
And he spent
Whatever you fucking
like
say,
100
bro.
or was it 1,000 years to interrogating the Primordial, and eventually came, and it eventually
died.
became
Oh,
that the
that's
Primordial.
The grappling hook doesn't work.
The grapple
had
was a
it hooked.
bugged
I'm
grapple
going
Yeah,
for it.
mechanic.
this is the same thing that I have with the grapple. If you're falling too fast, it breaks the tether.
I've never had that issue. But you know why? Because I don't fire it straight. I fire it upwards.
This is literally
Yeah,
a joke at this point.
That's the easy solution to this issue.
But then the problem is I've done that before too, because it's broken on me, and then I try to catch myself and look up, and then the
Yeah, but-
fall still breaks
But
the
I
tether.
don't have that initial break. That's the thing. I've done
Yeah, you
crazier
challenge all
shit
the
than what
vehicles
you've
that fucking
done
blown up
than
the
what your
ghost
issue
blew
was,
up
and I've
in
never
fucking
had that
rain.
issue.
No point
But
in it. It's gonna
the
blow up
Primordial
anyway.
basically over 100 years
Can't
was
use the
able
vehicle
to
here,
reverse
right?
Mendicant
There's a ghost down
Bias's
there, but if I
logic
go
by
down there,
basically
there's multiple
making him question that the
hunters
Forerunners even followed the
that are gonna
mantle of
fuck us up and not
responsibility.
allow us
They
to use
don't.
the ghost.
He secretly betrayed them. He chose his moment well. He tried to basically hit the Forerunner homeworld with all 7 of the original Halo rings when they were first completed.
Which we explained last time.
We explained last time, and so they were able to shut him down briefly and then tear him apart in multiple pieces. And then over the course of the Forerunner Flood War, the Flood slowly got him back and put him back together. And then he
vehicle
figured
trying
out
to get
how
him
to
down
get to the
there
Greater
sucks.
Ark,
That's the
which
one
was
you
the
kill, try to
original
strain
which
fire.
was the sanctuary for the
Maybe I should
Forerunners.
for the Forerunners and many other species, and also the original crafter of the first
Wait
of the
for this
greater
thing to leave,
Halos.
so that way-
Essentially what happened was he unleashed the flood onto the Greater Ark and destroyed it, and then the remaining Forerunners had to act
Very fast.
to fire the lesser Halo rings, the 7 rings we know, and then and that's
Oh,
why the
shit, it's
Forerunners
not what I
didn't
want. Now I have
bring
no
themselves
armor.
back to life
Seriously?
the same way they brought everyone else back to life. They didn't have the time to.
They didn't have the people.
Yeah, They didn't have the time. They didn't have
There's
the people.
nowhere to
and
go
they
to
just
stop
quickly
getting shot
acted
right
to
now.
Well,
save.
there's nowhere to go, DSP, because you landed in the middle of a battleground meant for vehicles.
Staying out of range. And I'm dead.
He's
This
staying
sucks.
out of
This
range.
part is
If only there
terrible.
was some
Are you
way I
fucking
could
kidding me?
move forward faster,
seriously
like
fucking
aiming
kidding
the
me?
grapple shot downwards or using the thruster.
See, we're using this as a chance to
absolutely
explain some
god-awful
lore
right
because
now.
this is going to be a
'Cause-
long haul.
Here, fuck
Because we're
this.
lore nut. Because we're lore nuts and we care about this universe.
And this is going to be a long haul. He is definitely not finished.
did he finally realize he could just use the brute chopper?
I'm guessing
So
that's
basically,
it.
Mendicant Bias, in an attempt to kind of make Mendicant Bias again, because they really did need him, they made another one called Offensive Bias, which, spoiler alert, the legendary ending name drops him.
and he's going to be deployed.
What the fuck?
There was a brute. That's what the fuck.
I'm dead.
He
Again,
No,
really-
it
you're not
fucked up.
dead. You can save yourself,
Now-
genius. See?
Jesus, I saved myself.
See, now,
What are
this
you
is,
shooting?
once
Fuck
again, I'm
this.
just going to reiterate this again. He does not want to play the game anymore.
Well, if only, like we've said a billion times about, grabbing a tank or something.
He has made this game
this.
harder than it needs to be, and secondly, he is showing how much he doesn't want to play the game now. Because now he doesn't
Do it
want to
all.
face these enemies, because, remember, normal
No, I'm not
difficulty
killing
was very
700
easy,
fucking
and then
enemies.
suddenly
They're
it gets
all
hard.
entrenched
Oh,
with
it's so
vehicles
hard.
and turrets.
Especially when you avoid
Sorry.
what the game is trying to
Doing
tell
the
you what to
smart
do.
thing.
He's literally like running away from the door. The funny part is there's nobody here.
Yep.
There's nobody here. Like Asharam is waiting for you to walk
The
inside.
controls are up on that platform.
What platform? Over here.
What platform?
You know, like your ping doesn't.
What the
Great
fuck?
grappling hook
He
right
is
there.
oh god, I thought he had actually gone through the
What
fucking
the hell is
floor.
going on right now with the game? I don't know, but I got to a checkpoint, so.
It's all that matters. You got to a
That's all that
checkpoint.
matters. He got to a checkpoint because he doesn't really want to play the game. He never really
Wow.
wants to play these games. Listen,
Now,
he loves this game
I mean,
and yet
I hate to say
somehow
it, but
still
that is
finds a
typical
reason
Halo
to
right there.
skip an entire
Throwing you
segment
against
because
insurmountable
it's too
odds, no
hard.
fucking way. if you
Because
go
I
headfirst
just didn't
into it
see the
legit trying to kill
tank.
it.
There is an achievement
That's
for getting the
typical
tank
Halo
all the way
campaign, like,
across
that's
this
happened
bridge. You got to bring it all the way
every
across
Halo
this bridge if you ever
campaign
do this.
Ah.
You could do that.
But you need to get the
So,
tank and take it all
I'm
the
not
way
surprised
here.
I just
It's
got
like
away with that.
Halo Reach
I
is,
just find it
you know,
stupid that
the
they
package.
bothered
Yeah,
doing
get the
that.
tank all the way.
But that's
what
on
I'm saying.
Legendary.
on legendary. But this
didn't-
is very easy.
I did that with a random
give you the
guy. That was the
insurmountable
best
odds
part of
of
that
that.
achievement.
Yeah.
I did it with
Oh,
some.
it wasn't the
right?
package. No, it was
It's the package.
Why
no,
not
it
just
was the
make it
demolition
fair
one
or
where you get
fun?
the tank and then you go around the area.
That mission is called the package, Kirk. When
No,
you
the
ret-
pack. I thought the package was the
Oh,
final
sorry.
level
Ready
where
when you
you're.
are, Chief.
I mean, just
No,
Emil, I
Yost,
guess.
That's
that's
called
probably
Pillar of
very
Autumn.
doable
Is it?
co-op. Shame
Yeah.
that it
Okay.
doesn't launch.
The final bit of Mendicant Bias is that he showed up at the lesser
All right.
arc where the ISO
That's part of the
didact is.
story.
There's actually two didacts. One of them is the main
Achievement.
character of the Forerunner
Okay.
trilogy books. That basically he got a mutation
Is
Is
from
he
the
the one
dragon.
from Halo 4?
Maybe that's
No,
Okay.
no. The one from Halo 4 is known as the didact.
This looks like the beginning of the game, doesn't it?
ISO didact is a younger Forerunner.
Shit,
wait.
we've started on.
The greater good.
He's gonna walk through that door.
Don't pay attention.
Oh shit, really? Nathan Smith says it's Five Nights at Freddy's security breach. Everyone was waiting for.
This one's all 3D and shit. Like you actually walk around.
Kevin
Wow,
Bernstein,
it's
why
full
the
of bugs and
fuck
crappy,
are
huh?
you
That
still here
sucks.
after
Yeah.
OIC doc
Oh,
stream?
God, that was
so long for that.
that-
Keep in mind,
And
though,
Phil just
isn't it true that
victim
the
blamed you.
founder
This is
quit, sold
because
the
I don't really
franchise
care
off
about
into
FNAF. We're
making it
going to
now.
talk over this.
Maybe that's why.
Let me finish this off. Mendicant, the ISO
Yeah.
didact ended up at the
Well,
lesser
Kevin, thanks for
arc,
the super cheating.
and
I can tell you
basically
this, Kevin,
had
again,
what
this
was
has
left of the
always been a
Forerunner
staple of
fleet
Halo.
waiting there
In
because
every
he became the
Halo
new
campaign
military
ever.
leader.
Well, for clarification,
lie,
the lesser
every
arc
Halo
is the arc
campaign
you went to in
up to now
Halo
will
3.
tell you
Yes,
what I just did.
yeah,
It's
just for
not
some
cheating, it's
clarification
actually
there.
part of the-
Know that each item you find is a remnant of their sacrifice.
Oh god, shut up.
Testament to our
Wait, did you just say shut up?
Blah blah.
Yeah,
Blah
he's
blah
done-
blah 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 blah.
He doesn't realize he is about to be tested. He's about to be
Just
put into
know
a training room where
that
he's supposed to
blah.
fight people.
Wait, look at
Blah,
this
blah.
room, Phil. What does this look like? This looks like.
blah 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 blah.
Yeah, you
Survive
care about the
basic
game,
training.
Phil, when you just ignore what the main villain has to say. Go
So
fuck yourself.
So after all this shit, this main character, who I'm gonna shorten his name down to Born Stellar, because that's like the main part of his like really long fucking name, because the Forerunners have really long fucking names. Born Stellar became the Isodidact. He essentially took over the military when the Didact got banished by the master builder Faber.
We'll just say he had a crazy idea.
He actually spoke with the Gravemind, and it broke his mind when he learned the truth of how the Forerunners killed the Precursors in revenge for not being given the mantle of leadership when they wanted to leave and start anew elsewhere. That's a short explanation.
Oh, hey, an audio log.
So that's a short explanation.
What the fuck are you laughing about, dummy?
So that's just a short explanation of that. But the Isodidact became the leader of the military. He took what was left at the end of the war when the Halo rings were being prepared to fire. And he basically held the fort at the Lesser Ark when he heard the Greater Ark got destroyed. And waited for the Librarian to show up with all her specimens that she could get. And like Humanities, Sangheili, the Ungoy, all of the ones we know are like the races that managed to be saved, while there were probably tons of others that got left behind because they just didn't have enough people, or their people got intercepted by the Flood. With offensive bias, the Isodidact had an idea, because he knew that Mendicant Bias would show up, and he would underestimate offensive bias, who he considered to be lesser to him, which is true, because offensive bias was built in replacement, but he was given less free thought to think beyond his job.
Blah, blah, blah. You know,
Blah.
I'm not saying that to you. I'm just Phil, just listening to an audio log. Why would he listen to the lore?
And blah.
When Mendicant Bias did show up with his flood-infected fleet, the Isodidact used one of the rings and used a directed fire blast instead of a massive blast, and wiped out the entire fleet except for Mendicant Bias. The blast...
Well, yeah, because it can't kill an AI.
Because it can't kill an AI, but all the Flood on the ships were destroyed by the blast, and they captured Mendicant Bias again. And what happened to Mendicant Bias is that most of him was left on the Ark, outside of one piece that was put inside of the Dreadnought ship I mentioned before, and was sent to the Sen Shayum homeworld and in this like broken down state, Isodidact tried to put him in, like give him some sort of redemption. He said, I'm going to put you into a permanent state of regret and repentance. And when the time comes, you will try to fix your mistakes. And to his credit, Mendicant Bias did try to do that. He did try to explain himself to Chief and Cortana through the terminals in the third game, when he finally brought himself back together. And
yeah, because
and now you're probably wondering, hey, if he got back together and the Ark wasn't actually destroyed at the end of Halo 3 like Spark thought it would, because it appeared again in Halo Wars, where is he? We don't know, and that is why they have wasted the potential of Mendicant Bias.
that's why in Halo 5's trailer, where Chief's got the hood.
That early trailer where he's out in like a desert or something, and
Which
then, like a
we
garden.
thought it was.
Everybody thought it was the Ark because they could even see like the hollowed out planet that's like in the center
And
of
the Ark is notoriously a desert.
Yeah, is notoriously a desert. So a lot of people thought we were going back to the Ark, and Chief was going to put Mendicant Bias in that chip. And that's why I think a lot of people have figured out that they completely changed the game's story, because the advertising is messed up. They focus way too hard on this hunt for the truth shit, and not on and then like the last commercials
I still
started to do the Chief and Locke shit.
Well, yeah, but like even that is only for the first third. But like I remember when we got Halo 5 the first time, and suddenly Cortana's alive in Mission 2.
Not even halfway through Mission 2. It's like Chief falls and then sees a premonition of her or some shit, and then just says, "Missions changed. They always do it." So that's why a lot of people don't like Halo 5, because it is very clearly like 5 ideas all clashing with each other at once. Because we have the lore master from the 4th game having his ideas kicked out. Everything from Spartan Ops is dropped and finished off in comics.
They killed Jewel Madama. They just dropped everything that Halo 4 set up outside of Chief's grief. Like Chief doesn't advance or he doesn't digress, but he doesn't progress.
Yeah, like he kind of is stuck in that limbo still, because they don't address the things that the 4th game set up for his character, other than he now has to face an evil Cortana. That's pretty much it. It's like now he has to get over Cortana being his friend, which they address here. They address here, and
I'm still
good.
amazed at how well
Of course, it's
Infinite is able to
checkpoint.
be like,
These
all right, here's
checkpoint
Halo
saves,
5
that's
stuff.
good.
We're gonna move past it, but we're
Music
not gonna
style.
say, all right, here.
we're not going to completely abandon it. They
A lot
basically
of
did
assholes.
what
Like, a lot
5
of
should have done
assholes.
for
I
4.
didn't even need the grab hammer though.
You haven't needed the grab hammer for over an hour and a half.
The false god, Cortana, destroyed my world, my home.
You've been
Yeah.
waiting to fucking
You
say
tell her
you
to.
can buy a shit.
Oh, I've been waiting.
That burns in the heart of the banished. It made us stronger.
Okay then. Yeah, can I be? Hold on, your balls right here. I'll punch you. What I was gonna say is, I'll be honest with everyone. I am a little disappointed with this finale. Here's why.
Okay.
The entire game, you started up here, right? You saw this area in the upper right.
He's
You go south,
disappointed it
you
didn't
all
get to you.
open world
Okay, so
content,
he
all
feels
this
what
shit.
the rest of us
The
do. Like,
whole
he's
time
just going
you're
to say it in a
anticipating
dumb
this
way,
will be
probably.
the final area of the game. It's not. There's nothing here. See? There's literally nothing here. It was all actually. I'll be honest,
but he's right.
I
But
do
he's right.
feel a little
He's right,
disappointed.
even though he is
I thought that
lacking
we were
in
gonna
that
have a
in that
final
one
open
crucial
world area to
detail that
explore,
Oh,
and it
Phil,
goes
what,
off.
Phil, what
Completely
happened?
bait.
I have
It's
to
bait,
wait
complete bait.
until I
You
played
think
it
there's
all.
stuff here, there's nothing here.
Yeah, he's
So,
judging the game before he
I
finished it. Just
was
pointing
hoping
that
to
out.
unlock the wasp and fly around the map and do it. Now I'll never do that.
You
This
will.
is it. We're in the
The
finale,
game.
right? This feels
Okay,
like the
so
finale to
the
me.
game just puts you
I think
back
we're
into
gonna
free roam
finish
when the
this
game's
up, we're
over.
done.
So and you can
So,
just finish the game 100% at the end. Don't worry.
All right.
That was the end of the episode.